Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another art journal page start to finish video. This one is for Journal 52's week 29 and it's called Positive Change. So once again I'm going to be working through my Strathmore Mixed Media journal. I'm still waiting for my new Dylusions journal to arrive from the big warehouse. It's been 2 weeks now and still no sign. So I'm a little bit disappointed with their customer service because they weren't very good, but there you go. So as you can see, I'm giving a double page spread a really good coating with white gesso, and all I'm using is the Winsor & Newton Galleria gesso, which is my preferred gesso. And there is a little bit of a problem with autofocus on this video, but I didn't notice this until I'd started to edit it, so I'm hoping it doesn't play up all the way through the video for you. So here I'm just giving the pages a good blast with the heat tool, and then we're going to move on with starting to add some colour to our pages. So I'm removing my page protectors, so we're ready to go and start adding on some new Dylusions paint. Yes, they finally arrived. I got a package with all 12 colours, all brand spanking new, and I'm just itching to get playing with them properly. So here we go. This is my first real play with the Dylusions paints. So we're going to be starting off using vibrant turquoise, a beautiful blue colour, and I'm also going to be using that's a normal artist's sponge, which I've cut into 4, and this is I think it's called Foil Work stencil by a company it's a British company called That's Special Touch. So here you see me just adding the paint through the stencil with the sponge, and I'm just creating a visual triangle around the page. So just in 3 areas around the page, and I'll be using more than one stencil and mirroring that throughout. So I'm using an artist's sponge because they were very inexpensive and I did get quite a few very cheaply, but you don't have to. You can use a normal everyday bath sponge and just use that instead, or you can even use those lovely makeup sponges that you also can use for your pan pastels. So I'm going to give this a blast with the heat tool, and I am going to heat set between each colour. You will see me start to do it, but I have edited most of that out. So on to the next colour, and this is the stencil. It's called Mini Cubist from the Crafters Workshop, and this is the bubblegum pink, a real vibrant pink, and not a colour that I would often use, but for this one I thought the colours that I wanted to use, I wanted to be really bright, so out it came. So again, I'm creating that visual triangle around the page, adding the paint in just 3 areas, just to allow your eye to follow it all the way around the page and create some visual interest. And once I'm done, out comes the heat tool, and we'll give it a quick blast, and then we can get on with our next colour. Again, this is I'm not sure what this stencil is called or where I got it from. It's one of those ones that's been in my collection for quite some time, but I'm using the Fresh Lime green paint from Dylusions again. So again, I shall be doing the same thing, but this time applying a little bit more because I want to start covering some of that white space around the page. So creating more of a background, or more of an anti-background really when you think about it, because I'm actually colouring in or adding the colour to the spaces in between the letters, because this is more of a mask than a stencil. So again, adding the colour to the main 3 areas on the page. So I've done the left, the right, and I'm just doing it at the top. I'm going to do the right hand side, then I'll move it over onto the left hand side of the page as well, just to even it out, to make sure that there is some green paint on both sides of the page, creating that second or that third join visual triangle, as you'll see. So it does kind of bring your eye around the page, and that's really what you want when you're trying to create an art journal page where it does all gel together and does all hang together nicely. So it was at this point that I suddenly realised that although I wanted just to use the 3 colours on this page, after I'd finished drying it, I realised that it was missing something. So sure enough, out comes the orange. Now this is, again, it's a TCW stencil, but I can't remember the name. I'm absolutely rubbish today, I know. Please forgive me, we all have those days. And I'm going to just add some of that orange paint, around certain areas around the page, just to hide some of that white area. Although I did want the white showing through, I didn't really want too much of it to show through. So I'm not particularly bothered about some areas on the left hand page, because you will see me cover that up with another stencil in a moment. Okay, so I'm just giving it a final heat blast and I'm ready to add on my final stenciled layer. So for this, having sat and looked at the colours and thinking, well, what colour can I use to go with all that? And the only colour I can think of was black. So before the black paint comes out, I'm just having a quick tidy up and just have a quick look around the page. There we go, isn't that pretty? So where's the black? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There we go. So that's the, was it black marble or something like that anyway. So the stencil that I'm going to be using next was one that I found on eBay. It's not by a particular brand or anything like that. It's just by a guy who creates stencils, decorative wall stencils and stencils for doing almost anything, for home decor, for lampshades, all that kind of thing. And he does them himself with a laser cutter that he's got. And this particular one, when I saw it, I just completely fell in love with it. I had seen the image before in images on the internet, but when I saw it as a stencil, I just knew I had to buy it. And so I did. So I ordered it from his store on eBay, and it arrived 2 days later because he is based in the UK, and it's absolutely adorable. I just love it to bits. And there you go, the big reveal, the Banksy Panda. Absolutely love this image. I just think it's just great. It's one of those images that just makes you smile whenever you see it. Well, it does for me anyway. And again, this is my personal art journal, so I'm doing what makes me smile. So I'm going to get out the heat gun again and give it a real good heat tool blast, just to make sure that all the paint is 100% dry before I move on to the next step and start adding in my quote. I've not, like I said, I've not used the Dylusions paints that often, so I didn't know how long it was going to take for them to dry or how long it was going to take for them to set, and I really didn't want to make a mistake on this one. So there you go, and this is another new toy, my letter tag. It's going to make adding quotes to pages, and you will see me use this new tool in some pages that I'm going to be doing again in the next few days. It's one of those tools that you see people using to organise themselves, organise the filing and the craft rooms and that kind of thing. And I just thought, hey, do you know what? That would make a really good addition to the art journaling, because you can print out whatever quote you want to without the need for using lots of different letter and alphabet stamps. And you can make the size big and small, and you can add them with different fonts. You can make them bold. It's such a versatile little machine, and I think it's just the best thing ever. So now my quote's down, out comes the food ball, or foodie ball, as I've been told that's how you pronounce it. And I'm just going to add a little bit of a decoration around those little stickers, and because they're adhesive, they ain't going to peel off, so I don't have to go over the page with any kind of sealer. And that's it. My page is done, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. I love the colours, and I just love the way it all hangs together. So I've dated it and I've signed it, and that's me done for another art journal page. Thanks for joining me again, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up so that YouTube know that you want to see more videos from me. And if you haven't subscribed already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. Speak to you soon. Bye.